Hey everyone and welcome. Today we're going to be having a look at the absolute crap show that is Labour and its conference in Brighton. This, in my opinion, is a huge L and only makes the case for them never being voted in again ever more viable an opinion.
And I do believe that we have rotten politics, and I'm not using that as an exaggeration.
First of a long list of failures is this. Sir Keir, fence sitter till I'm knocked off Starmer on the Andrew Marr show, as he gets knocked off yesterday, as he's asked, does he defend fellow Labour MP, Rosie Duffield, who has been labelled and smeared as a transphobe for breaking the blasphemy laws of the far-left cultists by claiming that only women have a cervix, and deposing people who are born male but self-identify as trans having access to spaces such as domestic violence, refuges, school toilets and prisons. Shock horror. Well, Starmer decided, in his ultimate cowardice, to not defend biological fact and his own MP by stating that it was wrong to say that. Is it wrong to say it, or is it biological fact? Now, I'd like to say at this point, Keir, you're an idiot. Most of your voters are women that have a cervix, and a large majority believe only women have cervixes. So you've alienated a large part of your voter base. I personally hate that term as well. Only women have cervixes. I'm happy sticking with the biology version, i.e. woman, an adult female human being. End of. Next up, we've got this fraggle. Mark Ferguson, a member of the Labour National Executive Committee and chairman of the session, said this.
The people putting their hands up do not reflect the diversity of the people in this hall, and that is very clear to me. I am afraid, and I'm not speaking from a position of particular strength here, there are too many white men putting their hands.
There are too many white men putting their hands.
So a racist then. Also, this was hands up to ask questions like you did in school, remember that? Miss, one of them. So if they're putting their hands up, it's up to the ones on stage to allow the question. So this was 100% an attack on white men for no other reason than virtue of a white man. So racist. Against himself. What a fraggle. Next we have EHRC's change that was being voted on to make complaints a third-party process, i.e. not Labour controlled, about anti-Semitism, Islamophobia and other forms of racism, sexual harassment and discrimination. Now this change was as a direct result of the EHRC ordering them to do it, due to them finding anti-Semitism in the party under Corbyn and Momentum. Guess who didn't like that idea? Everyone? Guess who didn't like the fact that it was going to be a third-party process? Yep, Commie Fraggles Momentum. 26% voted against, so we know how many there are of the extremist far-left waffener left in Labour, don't we? 26% of them. Now we have Gobshite herself going on a gutter-mouth tirade, and this is a deputy leader.
You cannot get any worse than a bunch of scum, homophobic, racist, misogynistic...
Go on, Andrew.
Disgraceful language. Starmer backs Angela though, but he threw Rosie Duffield under the bus. Very telling that, isn't it? Now, they have tried defending Angela for that gutter-mouth tirade by saying it's just a northern thing. Well, let me tell you this, everybody. I'm from the same city as this disgrace of a politician, and let me tell you this. If you said any of those words in a face-to-face engagement with a Mancunian, you would probably end up with a fat lip. It is not commonplace here. It is gutter-mouthed, no matter where you are. To call anyone scum is gutter-mouthed, in my honest opinion. Next up, it's a long one this, isn't it? Next up, we've got journalists reporting that they were thrown out of a Labour fringe event, the JVL, which is the Jewish Voice for Labour event, by someone, are we ready for this, that was expelled from Labour for guess what? Guess what they were expelled from Labour membership for? Go on, guess. If you guessed anti-Semitism, you'd be correct. In the Jewish Voice for Labour event, you couldn't make this up, could you, everyone? A man that was thrown out of the Labour Party for being a anti-Semite is now running the event and he's throwing journalists out of a Jewish fringe event. Absolutely ridiculous. What's next? Pedos in the creche? Jesus, this party's done, isn't it? It's a hate-filled machine. And finally, I thought I'd leave you with Bunny Boiler Claudia Webb. Bit of a laugh, this one. because it's just ridiculous. But her fella has a female friend, and I quote, friend, ex-partner, that Miss Webb has been threatening for quite some time, between September the 1st, 2018 and April the 26th last year. So quite a long time, a court has been told. These threats were part of a harassment campaign over the phone. Now, they say this lady is a friend, but one of the calls said this, and I quote, she then started calling me a slag and saying friends don't send pictures of their boobs and downstairsy bits to other friends, and it culminated in, you're a S and you should be acid. Now, that sounds like a threat of extreme levels, does it not? Acid? She confirmed she knew where I lived and would send pictures and videos of me naked to my daughters. So she's effectively saying that he has got pictures of her naked, otherwise she won't be able to send pictures and videos to her daughters, would she? So it does bring into the question the friend side of things. But either way, threatening over the phone is not a wise idea, is it? Especially seeing as how the police can get that sort of information. It's all been denied by Miss Webb, obviously. But it is a litany of disasters for Labour, isn't it? One after the other, and it's all in a short space of time. And the more they try to fix this, the harder it will become. I see this as a death throes of identity and intersectional politics. It's only going to get worse for Labour from here on in. But let me know what you think, everyone. I'd like to know your opinion. Do you think the same? Do you think this is just an absolute shite show? Because that's what it was. If anyone's got the time, go and watch the conference. It was absolute cringe. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon, share it out. I need to share it out. Make sure everyone gets to see this. Stay sane. I'll see you on the next one.